In 2006,
Hey, garage friends and fans. It's a new day in the girlfriend's garage. I've got a Cub Foods bag full of intake runners that are finished. Look at that. Super smooth and clean and ready to install. Nice. That looks really good. Smooth as butter. So yeah, I didn't have a great place to store those, so they're sitting there till they're ready. I've got my lid right here. The wrinkle black looked excellent, so I'm stoked on that. I hit it with the sandpaper in a couple spots to take off some runs and some ridges. I'll do a little bit more of that before I respray it, because I put a little bit more JB Weld across the top to fill in those little gaps. Ooh, there's a little spot right there. There. There, that's a little better. So when that dries, I'll sand it down smooth with the really good sandpaper again. Then do the same thing, hit it with the wrinkle black. And I need more, or I need to get some ATF at some point. So I'll probably run to O'Reilly's just because I do want to grab a can of clear coat as well to put over the top of this after the black has been applied and let sit for a couple days. I'll put the clear on and let that sit as well. So hopefully, maybe do that tonight and let it sit, start letting it sit overnight, and then just keep up on it this weekend. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So then this, I guess not so then. Also, this runner, when I was sanding it and cleaning it, I noticed that it wasn't sealed quite as good as it could be on this end, so I clamped it back together and epoxied inside it and in the joint there. So this one is hardening up, and then I'll final sand that again. Stay. And then that can go in the bag with the others as well, so that's good. Got my subframe under here. Engine sitting there. Workbench is clear-ish. I'll put my clamps away. So I got my bottom part of my intake here, and then my cylinder heads in my block, which I am definitely going to mount up at some point today and start looking at intake fitment. I'll use my valve tool to pop these valves off, or these springs off at some point to get my checking springs on, so that'll be fun. I'm going to put this in the car and start routing the lines. And then I'm also going to get my suspension on and brake lines and stuff on the front today. Probably start with the stuff in the car. But yeah, we'll see. Going good so far. I got an early start on things. I might actually... I still got some JB Weld. Maybe I should try filling that in. We'll think about it. Jury's still out on that, but I might give it a try just for shits and gigs. Yeah, so far so good today. I may end up doing a short for engine stuff today, or I may wait until this weekend or Monday. We'll see how that goes. But if I make really good progress on here, I might do that. New stickers. But yeah, so far so good today. I'm gonna really make some progress, and I'll keep you guys informed. I'm really excited to get this in, and then the lines just kind of loosely set under the carpet there. So yeah, fun stuff. Be back in the car. Haven't been in there in a week or so. So fun stuff. I will get back at you after I've made a little progress here and done some organization. Woo! Those are not Chevy V8 sounds. Those are 12 rotor sounds, because I'm watching a little bit of Rob Dom while I'm tuning here in my girlfriend's garage. So, look at this, folks. That looks like a subframe that might be ready to accept some stuff like an engine and things, maybe. Got my new shocks all mounted up on here. The steering rack is on, as you can see. And I got the rotors and hubs and brakes and brake lines all on. Whoop. That one goes to there, and then this one goes down and crosses over in the front. Goes over to there, that's all connected. Yeah, I got the new Bill Steins, Eibach. Got the Brembos on there. My EBC rotors and pads in here. So yeah, this thing is all buttoned up. Oh, there's a little puddle of brake fluid there. I let it drip before I had the lines connected. But don't fret, it's fixed. So that's awesome, number one. Number two, as you guys saw, I got my intake runners in a bag over there. The rest of the stuff is sitting inside in the sun drying because it's warmer in there. But also, got my nitrous bottle rigged up. Let me get my light here. I got my bottle bracket in there. And the nitrous bottle mounted to that. And then you can see up in the front here. Woo! There we go. I've got my pressure sensor hooked up there. That's the wires going out. That'll connect to the dash. And then there's the feed line that is going. Both of those go up under the carpet. And then the wire is sticking out right under there, which will feed up into my dashboard when I get that done. And the nitrous bottle line is running up through the car, under the carpet, alongside the wiring harness, and out of the hole in the firewall right there. And it goes right to there for now. So that'll be ready to plumb in when I get everything else kind of situated. So that's just sitting happy for the moment. Under the other stuff under the front end, not a whole lot has changed up here. Oh, that's not soaked yet. There's just a little brake fluid on there. All right, well, yeah. So nitrous bottle done. Intake done for now. Subframe with brakes done. And shocks and steering rack all done. So that's cool. So next for me is lunch. Then after lunch, I'm gonna come back out here and we're gonna start messing with these lovely cylinder heads and that nice clean LS1 engine block. We've got our valve spring tool from Jason. We've got our comp checking springs right here. Boing, boing, boing. Whoa! Whoa! So yeah, they're not like pen springs, but you can flex them. So they'll go in place of one of these and then one of those, so I can start messing with the checking valve clearance and things like that. Obviously the bottom end of the engine has to go together as well, but we can at least get one of these swapped over to on cylinder one and then get stuff mocked up to finish the intake. So that'll be exciting. That's what I'm gonna do after lunch. My fuel rail is right here. I cleaned up a little bit in the cockpit. My wiring for my gauges is right there, and then I got my roll control kit, and then my shift lever is up there, my new shifter as well. So that stuff will go soon. Then I can run the wiring for that back through the firewall. Haven't decided exactly where that's going to go yet, but somewhere up in the general this area, I hope there's a port that I can run those through. because the brake booster is right here, or the booster's right there, and the ABS module's right here, so it'll go somewhere in between those. So that'll be an experiment. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do my engine short my next video day. So after either maybe tomorrow's Saturday, we're gonna be doing some fun stuff, and then this weekend, but probably Monday at the latest, I'll do my short about the engine goals and the parts and tag Richard Holdner in it. So that should be a lot of fun. There you can just see a little bit of that braided stainless line for the nitrous bottle sticking through, and that little black wire right there going on the inside of the seatbelt post is for the gauges, which are gonna come. That's that wire. Yeah, so that'll go up into here eventually, because I'm gonna have a gauge, 2 gauges kind of sitting right here, so that'll be perfect. But I'm gonna wash my hands and go inside and have a little bite to eat. And then when I come back out, we'll get these cylinder heads out of the bag and swap over some valve springs and then mock them up on here and see what our intake's looking like. So that'll be real exciting. Yeah, tune back for that. I'm just happy as how these Bilsteins look. The yellow, the red, black springs is kind of nice and incognito. You won't really notice them behind the wheels. But if you know what you're looking for, yeah, the Bilstein. That's awesome. I'm very stoked on that. So yeah, things are coming together good. Made a lot of progress today on a lot of little stuff, which I'm happy about. And then when the intake is done drying, I can paint that as well, which might even happen today. Probably not, because I need to do a little sanding. But it's all coming together pretty quick. So I'm checking the stuff off the list that can be done before the motor, and then I'm going to build the full motor and do with all the necessities and the details and the nuances that go into that. Bearing clearances, piston to valve clearances, push rod length, fitting the intake, fitting the crank scraper, getting the oil pump on, adjusting for the double roller timing set. All that stuff has to happen still. But that's all limited to just the motor, so it kind of keeps things a little bit compartmentalized. So my goal was to try to get a lot of this stuff done, and the stuff inside the car, there's that nitrous bottle, done before that. So we're sitting really pretty. And I've got some engine builder worksheets under here from Jason. So I'll start filling those in when I get some numbers measured. And yeah, I'll just keep record of everything. And if the numbers are telling you something and you're confident in your measuring, believe them. So yeah, good stuff. I'm excited. I'm really tempted to start putting some of the interior back in here, but we're going to wait on that until all the wiring is done and the motor's back in, because I'm going to have to run some wires for the up over the transmission for the oxygen sensor, which is coiled up right there. Oh, I put that in the exhaust as well, so you can see right here, there's 2 bungs, and now there's 2 sensors instead of 1. The front one goes to the computer, and this back one will plug right into my gauge, so I have a live readout. There's a nice clean transmission, pile of other parts back there as well. So yeah, we're looking pretty, folks. I'm gonna go in and get myself fed, but then we'll be back out here and start messing around with some fun engine stuff. Yay, cylinder heads, woo! All right, back in a bit. Hey, garage people. End of the day today on Friday. Camaro sitting over here with the subframe rolled back under it on the dollies that are placed. Look at that, I could dang near lower it on. But look at this. We got rotors, we got brakes, we got hubs, we got shocks and springs, we got brake lines, we got hard lines, we got wheel speed sensors, we got a steering rack, and we got our new bushing in right there. So yeah, things are going awesome around here. Did a little bit of rearranging and cleaning up. Got this sawhorse over here for when I eventually bring those pieces back outside to paint. Got all my old pieces sitting over here nicely organized. Managed to get my shocks in the box for the old ones. This stuff is obviously going to be saved. Transmission cross member, exhaust mount bolt, and then the torque arm mount that mounts the torque arm to the back of the trans, as well as the bell housing, which I'll need to obviously put it back together, but then measure the clutch depth as well so I can shim it if need be. And then we just got the sway bar, plus the new mounts, plus the new end links. So yeah, parts pile is rapidly diminishing. Got a clean floor under here. I swept everything. Break-in oil there. I got my regular oil in there along with gear oil and stuff. I realized the only fluid I don't have yet is trans fluid, so I gotta go back to O'Reilly's once again to do that. Unfortunately, my jack no longer fits in the back because the nitrous bottle is in the way, which fair trade-off, I think. But yeah, here's the rear with those new everything, and the Bilsteins, and the front with the Bilsteins as well for the first time. So yeah, that's cool coming together. Pop this open here, and again we got our nitrous bottle set there, which I can maybe put the jack on there now that the bottle's in, but then it'll probably be a pain in the butt to get out. I don't know. We might see if it fits there just for fun. Fuel rails here, prepped, ready to go. Again, I'm not going to put the interior in quite yet, start putting it in because we still have dash work to do, and then I'm going to want to leave the center console out until I get the transmission in, just to make sure everything plays happy with each other. But, let's see if I can... The girlfriend is home. I don't want to show her license plate just in case any nefarious people are here. But we got our cylinder heads mounted up with a single bolt, just holding them on here so they don't fall off. And we got our intake mounted up as well. The bottom half, you can see just a little bit of daylight between the valley cover and the bottom of the intake there. Engine is completely bare, cam is gone still, everything's gone. We got the cylinder heads just on there very briefly, and then the intake on, because I wanted to verify the port matching, and yeah, they are perfect. Everything is going to cooperate real nice as far as flow goes. It's not going to be impeded by the intake at all. The cathedral ports obviously have this little bit of overhang right here, because that's just how they're cast. They're not rectangles, they're the cathedral. They're like the little arrow point at the top. And that's just how they are, so that's not any defect sitting like that. That's just how they are. But there's no, what you want is there's no positive overhang from the port wall to the intake, right? So the air does never hit a wall when it's going in this way. That it never has to bounce inward. It can always flow straight down the port to the intake valve, which you can see there. So yeah, the air goes in nice and smooth. This is even right here, and this is slightly recessed over here. So all the way around it's like that. On the bottom it's close, but I don't have any head gaskets or anything on yet, so that will need to be adjusted. But I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not going to port this piece at all any further than I have, because it's perfect as it sits. So yeah, fun stuff there. 241 total engine airflow, super cool. So yeah, that's on. Valley cover bolts, just one on the back and one on the front in reverse of that order. Just these are the new ones that came with the Fast, just so I could get the valley cover on there and verify everything would fit, which it does. So yeah, we're done with this now, which is awesome. So this is going to go back over here. Oh, look at that, Richard Holdner is going live right now. So yeah, intake is done. We're going to leave our heads, maybe we'll just take them back off. We got our checker springs, all our double spring, checker spring. Boop, boop. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Not. Yeah, so those are going to be used to check piston to valve, and then also measure the push rod length with my little push rod checker, which is somewhere. Yeah, here we are. Ta-da! Trick flow. Yeah, and I read online that every single turn you make, it increases 50 thousandths, and there's a little line on here and a line on there. So yeah, I'll measure those out, and that's in the next couple days. Got my crank driller tool, got the valve spring tool, which I will need to get the springs back on and change out these ones. So yeah, pretty sweet. I think that's probably about it for today. I'll probably pull the heads back off and set them on the bench. Actually, no, I'll just leave them, then I don't have to carry them. Put the towels on them, roll it over there, get it out of the way. Underside of the car, again, is clean. The only big box still sitting here is my clutch. And then I got little boxes, obviously all my engine stuff. My new parts are here. Old parts are down here. The pistons are in here. Main caps are there. Everything else is in here. Got gaskets, some hardware. So yeah, very fun day today. I'm super glad to get that thing in. And this is now done as a unit. This whole assembly is ready to install. So yeah, we're cooking. This was a very productive day. So yeah, cool stuff. No shorts today. I'm gonna post one of those next Monday. But yeah, so far so good. Maybe I'll put in the cam bearings in the cam. When I'm working next, if I do, the heads will come off. Yeah, I'll take the heads off, and then that way I can flip it upside down and put the cam in and do all that. But I'm not going to do that right now. Jenny's going to help, so I think I will do it in that order. I think that's beneficial for everyone. So yeah, good stuff, guys. Very productive Friday of wrenching. Have a nice weekend. Think fast thoughts. Yeah.